How's it going, lovebirds? You are now tuned in to the podcast that brings you real relationship advice from real relationship experiences. I'm your host, Derek Brown Jr., and this is episode 35 of the Good Relationships podcast. And you know how we do. We go straight into the topic so that you can get as much value as possible wherever you are listening to this. In today's topic, we're just finishing the 7 days of Singleness series, which is essentially giving you 7 days of complete value as a person who is single, a person who may be in a relationship and you may think you might not be in a relationship soon, or you could just be someone who's been just single for some time and you don't really know what to do with your time. So the topic of today is do not distract yourself with people who do not want you. Going straight into it, do not give your time or distract yourself with people who clearly do not want you in their life. I know it may seem hard to believe, but not everybody wants you. Not everybody is completely attracted to you. Not everybody likes the same things as you. And that's okay. You may have this amazing charm, but for some people, they don't like that. And that is okay. There are a lot of people who do like that. There will be a lot of people who do enjoy your personality, who enjoy being around you. But for the people who don't, do not distract yourself chasing them. Do not distract yourself with ideas that they may be the right person for you, that they're just playing hard to get, that maybe you're just doing something wrong and there's some right way to win them over. None of these things are true, because if that was the case, then they would just like you. And sure, at some point they may like you based off of just who you are as a person. And that's what we're really just going to focus on. We're going to focus on you. We're going to focus on why you should focus on you and developing whatever skills it is that you want to develop, whatever kind of person you actually want to be, whatever kind of things you actually want to do in life. You should pursue those things, and then you may be the person that is pursued by people. So if you're that kind of person who is just in love with someone, or you believe you're in love with someone and you don't even know them, you just seen them, you're attracted to them, really think about that. You are considering strong emotions for someone that you don't even know. You have spent no time with them. And if you have spent some time with them, you probably haven't spent enough time with them to know just the things that you don't even like about them. At this point, your perspective about them is that they are perfect, you know? So what do you think is happening when whatever they do is around you is just not getting through to you? Because what's happening is, since you have that perspective that they're perfect, everything that they could be doing that is wrong, that could be a red flag, you're not even considering it. You're not even allowing yourself to disagree with them. You're not allowing yourself to really be yourself around them, because you're most likely trying to impress them. And that being said, you're kind of not being yourself, and you're losing yourself because you're doing all these things for someone that may not even like you back. And if that's the case, even if they do like you, if they decide that they want to be with you for whatever reasons and whatever things you did for the kind of person that you are now, because you took the time to figure out the exact kind of person that they like, then who are you at this point? You know, what kind of things did you sacrifice in order to be with this one person that you think is your everything? And I'm not saying that they're not your everything, but I'm just asking you to just really think for a second, while you're single, while you still have the time to become the person that you actually want to be, because you will have so much time to spend with that one significant other. And if they're the right person for you, then you will most definitely be grateful that you were patient and that you spent some time to do some things that you love in life and that you enjoy. So when it comes to these people, the first thing you have to do is stop being so nice. You have to really increase the standards that you have. Like, you have to really higher your standards. because if you don't have high standards, then you're just going to allow anyone to just push you around. Like, people will literally push you until you tell them to stop. So they will try you in so many different ways. They will test you. They will really, really try to get under your skin. They will ask to borrow things from you. They will beg for things. They will ask for rides. They will do all of these things, and they know that they're not going to give you anything in return. And you never ask for anything in return. You're doing it because you want to be the nice person. And that's okay to be nice, but if you're being nice because you think someone's going to give you something in return, especially if it's somebody that you like, then that's probably not the right thing to do. Because since you have those expectations, then they're most likely going to get broken. Because if you're doing something because you like someone and you think that they're going to like you back because of that, then that's just no way to really build a relationship around. There's no real solid foundation. And if you ever disagreed, then it just wouldn't turn out good, because you would always keep to yourself how you truly feel. And that's no way to be relaxed around someone. Like, you really want to be yourself fully around someone, or you won't be able to truly grow. You'll keep things inside all of the time, and then they'll never really be able to understand you or how you really feel. So keep that in mind. If you really want to experience something truly magical, then you want someone to be able to truly experience you also. You want them to be able to understand you and your goals and your dreams and the things that you're just truly passionate about, or the things that make you emotional, the things that make you sad or frustrated. But if you continue to hide those things, then you most definitely are playing yourself. So you have to know your limit. If you are spending countless times with people and you're doing these favors for them and you're expecting these things in return, like I said, and you're starting to get to a point where you're frustrated, you can't figure out why things aren't working out, you're trying all these things and this person still doesn't like you, and now you're starting to get upset because you're spending money, you're spending time, and you're not spending time with people you really want to spend time with, or more so the people who want to spend time with you, but you're giving your time to someone who doesn't want to spend time with you. And now it's starting to hit you. Like, time has gone by. I'm not really getting any of the results that I thought. This person still has not shown much affection or likeness towards me. And for the most part, I'm not getting anywhere. That can be extremely frustrating. And what I don't want you to do is take it out on this person who you think may know exactly how you feel or what you're thinking inside, because that's not true. This person could literally just be looking at you as a friend. They could be looking at you as just a colleague who is grateful to have them around, and because of that, you're doing nice things for them. So don't ever blow up on someone, especially if you're the kind of person who's been doing all these things just to expect something in return, because it's not going to work out well. And then you could completely push away that person because you thought something was going on, or you thought that they may have had feelings for you also, and it's just not the case. So the best way to avoid that is just to be completely honest with your intentions. It's just to communicate exactly what you want in a relationship. If you are friends and you want a friendship, then just communicate that. Take away the idea of there ever being a relationship. And who knows, you may shock yourself in the future. You may start to become attracted to each other. And if that's the case, then communicate that also. Be honest. You know, there's no penalty for being honest. You literally just make things go a lot more smoother and faster. So don't play this game with yourself and think that there's some secret way to attract the person that you want. The way you do that is just being completely honest, because if they like you and they're honest also, then you get what you want. Cool. But if not, then now you have the time and the opportunity to move on, and you didn't spend so much of your time and energy with this person who didn't feel the same way. So if you do decide to give your time and attention, just don't expect anything in return. Do so from the kindness of your heart, and just do so because you want to help people, because you want to just see them prosper. And that in itself is a different kind of quality than what a lot of people display. And that's something that a person really can become attracted to. So, some things you really want to focus on is, what kind of person are you going after? Are you going after someone simply because they're attractive, or because they may have some kind of great financial situation, or they may just dress really nice? I don't know. They may have a really crazy personality that you just think that you can tame. I don't know. Some people have really interesting ways of like attracting people, or what they're attracted to, because they almost make it a game of, oh, I can get this person, and if they're not attracted to me, if they're pushing me away, it doesn't mean they don't want me. It just means that I have to try harder. Or they take all of these courses or watch all of these things on how to pick up men or women, and it's like, okay, you can do that, but let's say you succeed in learning how to pick up a mass amount of women or men. What's the point of that? I thought the point was for you to find that one person that makes you feel a special way. Or is it to just be that person who's possibly sleeping around with everyone, or the person who's just dating around and you don't find anyone because everyone misunderstands you? And if that's the case, that's not your fault either. In today's society, we're literally bombarded with so many options on social media, especially with dating apps like Tinder. And don't get me wrong, these apps are amazing for people who are using them correctly, or with the intention of actually settling down with someone. But if you're the kind of person who is just weighing out your options, that's just going to mess up your brain. And what I mean by that is, the way your brain works is, when you're practicing something, it can turn out to be how you are in real life. So as you're swiping on these apps and you're looking at people, and you're not really taking in their actual personality, you're reading a description, what you're doing is you're deciding if this person is right for you with just a minimal amount of information. And what do you think is going to happen when you actually meet this person and you find out that their personality isn't anything like their bio, or they may not even look like the pictures that they were presenting because they use filters? Then how are you feeling? So it's not a wrong thing if you're out there doing that, if that's what you want to do, if that's the way you want to pursue someone. But if you just take time to just focus on yourself, the exact kind of person that you desire will be more likely to be attracted to you, and you won't even have to do anything, because you'll literally just be so immersed in the life that you have, just trying to make your life as great as possible. And that's the thing that people love to be around. They love to be around people who are high energy, who have great expectations for their life, who see really great things for their future. That's something that people can really just jump onto. Like, I know if there's a woman that I saw had goals and value, like high value expectations, high standards for the kind of man that she wants, those kind of things to me are like, okay, I would definitely want to learn more about you. How did you become that way? And what kind of things do you have planned for the future? What do you want to do with your life? Because those are the things that matter in the long run. If you're the kind of person who is just focused on the outer appearances of things, the material things, those things are short-lived. They won't last forever. And even if they do, then what does that even mean when you're trying to deeply connect with someone? Are you actually deeply connecting with them? Are you really listening to them? Or are you just excited for the next thrill that this person could bring to you because of their situation? So you really want to figure out what you truly desire. You want to figure out what kind of person you really truly want to be with. And a lot of people can tell you to make a list, and sure, you can make a list of all of these things, but what does it matter if you have a list if you just sacrifice the things on those lists because just because of someone who may seem like they're the perfect person at the time? So what I'm saying is, don't rush into anything. You have all the time in the world, all the time that you have just to be with the exact person that you dreamed of for so long. As kids, as teenagers, as young adults, we dream about the exact kind of person that we want to be with, the perfect relationship. And a lot of people don't get that because they just settle. And I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to settle on someone who is just the most attractive person in the room, because 5 years later, 5 months later, 5 weeks later, 5 days later, 5 minutes later, you can find out that that person is just not exactly who you thought. And you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you feel like you can't get out of it for whatever reasons, and now you're with someone who doesn't even meet any of your values. They don't match any of your beliefs, and that's just not the right way to go down. And sure, you can make those things work, but how much of that is going to take? How much of that is going to be taken out of your energy? How much of that is going to consume your time? And how much of that is going to just take whatever parts of yourself that you have left, the parts that you're holding on to, the parts that you are keeping inside of you that you can't even share with these people because you weren't able to truly be yourself. You weren't able to just allow yourself to be 100% with them and communicate honestly what you want and what kind of person you want to be with, what kind of person you desire. And that's something that you should start doing, because I know that as a person, if I'm dating and someone tells me that I don't fit the things that they desire, I'm going to definitely ask, well, what kind of things are you desiring? And not for the reasons of me to become that for them, but because I want to know what it is that I may be thinking, oh, well, what is something I can add to my life that is more attractive to other people, you know? Or what is it that's different about this person that they desire that and not these things, you know? Not everyone wants the rich, attractive guy or the beautiful model girl, you know? Some people truly crave intelligence. Some people truly crave just the nice, humble personality. You know, there are so many different things, and if you don't have that, it doesn't mean go and grab that thing for this person. It means if you truly desire to be that thing, then that's when you should start to do that. And that's my point. My point is to just go directly down the path that you want to go down, and that will create so little friction with the person who is actually attracted to you. There are so many people who are actually attracted to you. There are people who are truly desiring you, but you can't really notice them because you're distracted by the people that you're going after. And that's sometimes just how it works. And sometimes it's just like you're going after someone and someone is going after you, and you're treating them how this person is treating you, and because you're treating them like that, they want you even more, you know? And they should be listening to this podcast also. Don't play into that. The relationship that will work out would be the one that's just completely most natural. And I do believe when people say love at first sight, or things where, oh, I just knew, because your body just knows. Just like how you know when you are about to turn like the corner and there may be something that you're afraid of right there, or you can just feel how like a person is just not good. They don't have good intentions, or you can tell that this food that you just ate is not going to make you feel good. Just like how you can tell all of those things, you can definitely tell if someone is right for you or not. You literally feel it in your heart. And what we do is avoid those feelings. We avoid those emotions. And if you're doing that, then you're literally deharmonizing your body. Like, you're not truly being yourself, and that's not good. You're draining yourself of the energy that you could be using to really promote a healthy relationship that you both desire to be in. So really just think about that. Think about the kind of person that you truly desire, and then look at that list and then just ask yourself, am I any of these things also? Or do I just want these things? Do I just want these things because I think that these are the things that I want, because society has told me that this is what I should go after? Or do I want these things because I truly feel like this is the kind of person that would make me happy, and this is the kind of person that I believe that I could be happy with, and that I can make them happy also? So don't get caught up in appearances, and don't just get completely caught up in experiences. So if you're the kind of person who is not about attraction in terms of looks, but you're all about the experience with someone, if you're involved with someone and they're giving you amazing experiences, but they lack actual depth and personality, if that's what you're into, then cool. Then that's the point. That's what you want. But if you do want someone who has more depth and personality, then think about that also. You may be doing all of these activities, but you may have not even had any real conversations. You may not know what this person wants in life. You may not know what this person's goals are, if they have goals. They may not have any goals. They may not have any plan for the future. They may not, they may not want kids. They may not want a family. They may not even want to be the kind of person who wants to be married. Like, these are all things you should really think about. And sometimes experiences distract us. We get caught up in all of these things we're doing, and we're having a lot of fun, and we forget to tell ourselves, like, oh wait, this is my time. This is my precious time that I'm spending with someone. So if I'm choosing to give my time to them, I would really hope that they're a really solid candidate for who I want to be with. Because if not, then maybe I can learn something from this experience. But if not, if I'm just enjoying this experience because it's free, or it's just something to do because I'm bored, or whatever reasons you have to be there, and you're not looking to pursue anything other than just the experiences, you don't even really necessarily know what being a friend to them is like, that may be an issue, because these are the relationships that you don't even think about in the future. These are the relationships that may end a lot quicker than you think, and it seems super perfect at first, and then it hits some kind of wall, and then you never talk to this person again, and you're thinking like, well, why did I waste all my time? Well, you were distracted, and that's the whole point. Don't be distracted by these things. Don't be distracted by these people, and don't be that person. Most importantly, don't be the kind of person who is stringing along somebody because you don't know what you want to do with your life. Because if you're the kind of person who is getting attention from somebody and you're pushing and pulling them away, is what we would call it in the relationship world. If that's you, you're really playing a game that it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for that person because you're playing with emotions. But it's not good for you because you're wasting time pushing and pulling somebody away that you don't have feelings for, when you could be actually pulling someone who you do have feelings for to you, and you could be actually happy. And I don't know what all the reasons are for why people do that. You know, you have players who do that with multiple women, and women who do that with multiple men, and you just have people who are just unsure and they have uncertainty and they play whatever games they play, but at the end of the day, you're just playing yourself, because it's your time that you're spending to do that, and you're not actually gaining anything. You're not gaining any value out of doing this. You're building skills that probably won't serve you in life, and if these are the kind of skills that you're looking to build, I promise you it will not work with everyone. And when you get to the person that just calls you out on your bullshit, it won't feel good, because you'll think like, wow, I thought that I was being this kind of person, or I thought that I had this kind of power, or whatever it is, and then you realize that there's no power there. It's just whatever kind of insecurity that you're avoiding. And I'm only saying that because I experienced it myself. I myself was at a point in time where I was dating multiple women, and I wasn't involved with all of them. But at the same time, I was like, why am I doing this? It's not fair to myself. It's not fair to my goals. It's not fair to my future spouse. It's not fair to my kids. It's not fair to anyone. It's not fair to this person. Like, nobody wins, and I'm not even gaining anything. I'm splitting myself, and I'm splitting myself between people that I don't see myself being with. And that is not good, because I could be focusing all of my energy and time on this huge goal, this huge just vision that I have for myself, and then hopefully one other person who can also share that vision with me, or at least support it, and I can support their vision that they have for their life. And that's what you want. You want to be so like involved with your purpose that the person that you end up being with, it just so happens to just happen. It just happens. Like, you just want it to be like an accident. Like, oh, I wasn't even expecting to be in a relationship, and then I just fell for this person. Or, I can't believe I met this person in Russia or Japan or Rome when I was studying abroad, or I was working here, or I was doing acting here, or I was just pursuing my goals, and I met this person and I felt it. I know this is the person. Like, that's how you want to be, because you're not wasting any energy, and you're not removing anything from that person. You're not taking anything from anybody else. And it's just supernatural, and it feels good, because you know that you've been doing right, and you know that you deserve it, and you know that everything was meant for this exact moment, for this person. All the things that happened to you in the past, all the bad shit, like all the pain, all the pleasures that you gave up, that you thought were the right time, it's like all that stuff comes back, and you just feel really good. But you have to be disciplined enough. You have to be motivated enough to give yourself these experiences. So you have to understand that you don't want to be the person that is the player playing the game. And you don't want to be the person who's being played either. And that's all I got for you guys today. As always, thank you, lovebirds, for listening. Stay tuned for day 4 of 7 days of singleness. And as always, stay blessed, not stressed.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.